Hi, Peak Pals. So excited to be joined today with Sarah Jeanneault, who is the VP of Marketing at Procedureflow. We're going to be talking about all things AI implementation. Sarah, nice to meet you. Do you want to just quickly introduce yourself to the Peak Pals?
Hi, Brad, and hi. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm Sarah. I'm here from Procedureflow, and I'm pretty excited to talk to you about some innovations in AI.
All right, just to jump into it, what's the biggest mistake that companies make when trying to implement AI into their own operations?
Okay, let's be real. Let's start this off by saying everybody is talking about AI, and not one day goes by that someone's not, oh my gosh, I need to do this. And it is true. Like businesses today, they're looking for ways to streamline operations. They're looking for efficiencies in their way to support their customers. So, like everyone, we're turning to AI. But the thing is, you have to really think about how is AI being trained, and then how does that really integrate into your operations today? This is all really great with AI, and there are enormous opportunities. But what isn't being talked about and what is so critical is that AI needs to be trained by someone or something. And by something, I mean documented processes or procedures, SOPs already exist in your organization. In order for AI to be implemented effectively in CX and really in all areas of business, it's to ensure that there is a tool that can sort procedures and provide them to employees in a clear and visual way so that they can provide correct answers to clients and so that new employees can scale in their day-to-day job faster and that customers get access to queries or information they're looking for. So I guess it's like ensuring there's governed knowledge that is able to integrate with AI, and whether that's AI or AI and human interaction, we really want to find the way that clients can be supported the best way possible.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think that's where the context really plays a big role. You have to give that AI context so that it knows exactly what to do and how to do it to fit into your organization. Now, that's considered to be a smart knowledge strategy. What does that smart knowledge strategy actually look like in practice?
Yeah, so as companies are investing in AI tools like co-pilots or chatbots, they have high hopes for that ROI, but they do need some kind of foundational element in place before you can actually implement it. I just some staggering stats, like 30%, 35% of CX leaders said AI-powered technologies are top trends impacting their work in 2025, but there are a lot of experts warning that many companies jump in without fixing fundamentals first. And in fact, even though billions of dollars are being invested into Gen A, most of them are actually getting very little return on that investment. And the reason is because they don't have something called what we're calling like a smart knowledge strategy. And it really starts with governance and ownership and thinking about the full picture of a business from process to service delivery. So, in order to feed AI the information, it needs a knowledge strategy to set it up for success. I do think we all imagine a world where knowledge is always accurate, it's always actionable, it's always available. And whether it's a human or a bot, people are getting the information they're looking for. And every customer wants the right answer, just like that. We are in this age where everybody wants it to be right and right at their fingertips. So leaders need to, obviously, they want to see a positive impact on their ROI, but we really need to think about it first. How is that AI being trained? And then who is responsible in the organization? Who is accountable for actually managing that knowledge so that it actually then can be compliant, reliable, and scalable?
Now, if you're a leader in an organization, whether it be CX or otherwise, and you're taking a look at all the different processes that you have, it might be a bit overwhelming in terms of figuring out which ones you want to transform first. How do you help companies identify which processes should be transformed first?
When we work with companies, we include what's called a knowledge assessment, and we audit some of the processes to understand what's working, what's used most often, what's impacting service quality and results. And we want to ensure that expert knowledge, people who have been in the company for a long time, all of that is actually documented. You'd be surprised the amount of times where a lot of organizational knowledge is actually just sitting in like Dave's head. And so we need to make sure that's actually captured somewhere. So we look at friction points also. So a lot of that ungoverned knowledge, what's causing long handle times or escalations or compliance risks. Obviously, that's a huge one. We look at things like high volume, where they're repeatable processes like authentication or billing, and those can be really good starting points. But it really starts with that governance framework model. Someone owns the knowledge, you're responsible, you're accountable for it, and you don't have to tackle every process all at the same time. We can certainly prioritize that piece, but tools like Procedureflow help layer within the knowledge framework so that businesses get the results they're looking for. We can help AI, we can help humans, and it's really about making sure that there is a governed layer in that process and procedures before that information is getting out to customers so that we make sure that it's right.
And I guess if you're thinking about this transformation holistically, knowledge management is going to become a really important part of these companies' digital transformation and innovation strategy. How do you see knowledge management playing into these strategies?
Yeah, knowledge, it's always been a bit of an afterthought, too much of a mountain to tackle. But with AI getting slapped onto everything, it's really become abundantly clear how large of a role it needs to play. Knowledge management is a foundational part of digital transformation since AI and automation are only as effective as the knowledge that they run on. So businesses need efficiency, whether it's improving call times, improving speed that customers get accurate information. We really need effective digital transformation requires a review of those processes. And sometimes it really is stopping, pulling back, and just taking a peek because you don't want to build something that's wrong. And even though businesses are using features like task automation, AI search summaries, AI content creators, all of those can make knowledge instantly usable, enable faster innovation, but don't let your AI get out of hand. Don't let it learn knowledge that's wrong and open up a can of risk.
And I guess that's where the knowledge governance framework is essential for AI to succeed. Why is the knowledge governance framework so essential for AI to be successful?
AI without governance, it just amplifies errors and gaps in knowledge. And what can look like helpful knowledge can actually be misinformation, and that can cost an organization a lot of money. I think we've all had those moments where we've gone into AI and we've searched something, and we know full well it comes back with the wrong answer. But it's very convincing, and over time, it can convince you that it's right. So that's a problem for businesses, especially ones that are very regulated. We want to ensure that AI can scale confidently, service remains consistent, compliant, trusted in every channel, but it really needs a layer in there that's helping to make sure that the knowledge is governed so that customers are getting the right information, businesses aren't opening themselves up to risk, and everybody is getting the efficiencies that they're looking for.
Great. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us today. I learned a ton about just personally speaking, how we can better implement AI into our organization and use Procedureflow to do that. So thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure it was super informative to all of our listeners and appreciate all the insights.
Thanks for having me, Brett.